All right, so Luna is at $97, and I think it's presenting us a beautiful shorting opportunity. This is a trade that looks pretty damn good, and in today's video, I'm going to show you why this trade could make your bank account great again. So let's get into it. Well, when we first look at this chart, it's pretty easy to tell. We've went up 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So 11 out of the last 12 days have just been straight up, all right? And so, well, that doesn't happen very often, and when it does, it always leads to massive reversals. Here, we went on a massive streak, and what goes up, obviously, at some point has to come down to a certain extent, and so we go up without stopping. Eventually, that stops. Eventually, that reverses. So let's do the math here. You see that if we actually take a measurement here, we went up over here around 106%, and then we pulled back, all right, let's see here, 33%. So now we went up, let's see here, 97%, and so let's take the ratio from last time. We had basically the similar setup where it just goes sky high, straight up without pulling back. So 106% over 33, that's around 3 to 1. So, I mean, look, this is just an example. We're doing some, baseline estimates. So let's take a third of 97%. It's like 32%. That could get us down to $70. So I'm not saying we're going to go down to $70 for sure. I'm just saying, all right, this is kind of just giving us a good gauge. And this is how I'm breaking down this chart live with you so I can get a good estimation of how far we can go. So, all right, I understand that we may be able to get down to 70. It does make sense when you consider we've went up so much, right? Really, it would just be pulling back a third of the overall move, which is very reasonable, very logical. And so the next thing I want to point out is the MACD. It's at peak momentum, all right? Last time we saw momentum get this high, well, that's exactly where it reversed, right? Look at the MACD rating and look at the histogram, right, which is these blue bars, right? Last time the blue bar got this high, that was right there. And that's exactly where it reversed, and that's exactly where the top was. So there you go. All right. So those are some things I'm realizing, I'm recognizing here, and I want to take this a little step further, right? Because now we've zoomed out and we've looked at the bigger picture. Now we understand, hey, this is an unsustainable rate of change. It's highly unlikely to sustain that trajectory. And so when we see, momentum at what was the peak before, whenever we see the RSI at the same level that it's like to peak out before, right? For example, here we hit a peak. Where's the RSI? Right at the overbought level ish. Here we sold off and reversed right there on the RSI. Here we're right there on the RSI, just slightly above, right? So we like to see, okay, a lot of times the reversal will happen when the RSI gets right here. All right, so we've noticed a lot of good things here, right? And now we've looked at the bigger picture. I want to look at the smaller term or shorter time frame and look at, how do we find an entry into this, right? So first thing I see instantly on a 1 hour time frame is, look, price went higher here, the strength got lower, meaning as price is going higher now in the short term, the Luna is actually getting weaker. All right, so that's actually a great sign, right? Because we know, hey, bigger picture, we're very likely to pull back soon. So now it's about finding the entry and the point that gives us a high probability of winning. Because just because it's going to reverse, how do you know it's going to reverse today? How do you know it's going to reverse now? Because maybe it reverses in a week or two from now, right? So that's why we need to look at the shorter term time frame to determine that. And so now we're starting to see, okay, we are starting to become weaker as we go higher. That's a beautiful sign that we want to see if you're trying to enter in short here. All right, so we look at this, we see that divergence. Now we want to take it to an even smaller time frame and look. So it looks like, hey, we may be able to curl up here some and maybe test that high, which is the high of this reversal wick that we see here at around $101. So anything below this local high here does make sense. At the same time, we can still slightly go a little past that, I would say. But at the end of the day, this is like an orange, right? You squeeze so much juice out of the orange, how much juice do you have left to squeeze? And my feeling and my intuition tells me, like, there is not a ton left here, in what I'm seeing with all the factors we pointed out. And so I think you're about to see the MACD start to roll over And with that, well, what is the MACD? It's an average of price, and it's a moving average convergence divergence indicator. Basically, if the MACD is coming down, so is the price. And so that's exactly what I think is the feeling of this movement, and combining all these factors, I feel that it's going to begin to roll over here in the coming days. And so it's all about positioning yourself for that as it runs out of steam and momentum and juice to squeeze as it continues higher, right? So if price is getting, as we go higher, it's getting weaker, then hey, that's a sign that it's going to roll over. And so it's just a matter of time, in my opinion. All right, so lesson of the day, how do you enter in then, right? Because we know, look, the bigger picture, it's going to roll over and reverse. At least we are very confident in that, where we think, based on the charts, it gives us over an 80% probability that that's going to happen, right? So we've got a very high probability of a reversal on the bigger picture. Now we need to find where is it going to reverse in a smaller picture. So one, if you trust the bigger picture, wouldn't you want to enter in some now, right? So entry one would obviously be now, right? Second entry would be a retest of the high right there at $100. And a third entry would be at your maximum pain point, where it shouldn't really be getting above $104, right? So that would be your third entry. So you can save money to position and allocate into each of these entries accordingly. So you can have an entry here. Then if it bounces and goes higher, you can have an entry here, and you can have an entry here. And that is how you can position yourself for the coming reversal most effectively, guys. So that is a massive lesson for you on how to position with your entries. Like, where do you enter, right? You know it's going to reverse eventually, right? It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but you know it's coming, right? So how do you position yourself in the safest and most effective way? That's how I would recommend it, okay? So I hope you found this video super useful, guys. And look, this is just like, what, a 6-minute video on breaking down the charts and showing you how to take your emotions out of trading and how to trade what the market is giving you. And so if you found this useful, and if you want to learn how to read charts better, kind of like what we did in this video, how to position yourself, how to enter into an inevitable reversal, short and make money when things go down, you can, okay? All you got to do, take our charts course here at crashtrading.com, and there I go over, it's a 6-hour course where I tell you everything I know about charts and how to put together winning trades and setups like this. So look, man, there's no better proof than a winning trade. And when this trade wins and when this thing reverses lower, it's just a testament to what we do here and how good it works, So look, all I can do is recommend that you do, learn how to read charts so you can do this, and kind of like I'm doing here live with you, and making this call in real time, not like other guys who, they only say it after they got it right and stuff. I call this before it happens. That takes a lot of balls, man, and not many people are willing to do it. The reason I do it is because, yeah, I can be wrong, but overall, I'm going to be right way more times than I'm wrong. And so that's why I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with showing my losses, because my wins end up being far greater and way better. And that's how you know, all right, I'm not just some commentator out there who does his technical analysis videos but doesn't actually trade, right? Too many guys here on YouTube, they make all these commentary videos. They break down the charts, but they don't trade themselves, all right? There's a big difference between being an analyst and being a player. I'm a player, I'm a winner, and at the end of the day, of course I could be wrong. I'm not going to apologize if I'm wrong in a trade. That's the market, all right? That's the game. You're not going to get every single trade right, but you can put yourself in a great position to win, and win, 80% plus of the time. So, guys, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to learn how to put together winning setups, real-time calls like this, make sure you take the charts course, man. I promise you that'll be the most important course you ever take if you're trying to become a trader and nail things like this. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. I see downside. I see a reversal. I see a rollover here in the near-term future for Luna, and we're looking at maybe 83 bucks, 83 to 88 bucks here as a modest target, I'd say, right? And then aggressive target, if we go based off of our calculation that we kind of did, right, just a rough calculation, it could take us as low as 70 bucks. For some reason, I'm not really on that boat of thinking we're going to come all the way down to 70 bucks soon, but hey, absolutely, it could, right? So, that's just extra meat on the bone if we could get down there, but my expectations are set modest, and then they can easily be exceeded, all right? So That's your breakdown there, guys. Luna prediction and call rollover within the next 3 to 7 days, and looking good, man. All right, guys, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Follow me on Twitter for more. CrashesClay69. Bye.